Naomi Campbell has made it back to the spotlight for not so good behavior as content creator Elsa Majimbo accuses her of bullying and intimidation. Elsa took to TikTok recently to relay a story time on her and Naomi's unpleasant relationship, and this is some of what she had to say.
No, in December of 2020, Naomi was coming to Nairobi to do some shopping. She was on holiday, but on a remote place. So she was in Nairobi doing shopping. And I texted her and she told me she's in Nairobi. So I was so excited to meet her. She was the first celebrity I was ever going to meet. Guys, I was through the roof. She texted me, she was like, hey, I'm here. She texted me the location. I went directly. I went with my brother. So my brother and I, we met her, we did some shopping. And as we're shopping, she's like, oh, you know, the plane that's taking us back actually has a couple more seats. Do you and your brother want to join us on holiday? Hell yes. So we go on vacation. We had like a very nice vacation. Naomi took care of me the whole entire time. She introduced me to a couple of people in Hollywood. It was so lovely. So a couple of people she was on vacation with were coming to Nairobi after the vacation. They were staying at the Kempinski. So I went to see them at the Kempinski when the whole thing was over. One of them was like, oh, it's so, like, how did you meet Naomi? And I was like, oh no, I texted her on Instagram, blah, blah. And she was like, oh yeah, she told us like she made you and she built you and she made your career. And I was like, what? No, that's not what happened. What you have is because of her. And I was like, oh yeah, no, that didn't happen. It is very important you remember that part for later. Time goes by, March 2022. We have jumped into March 2022. I get a phone call. My phone is ringing. Naomi Campbell. Oh, so I pick up, I'm like, hey sis, like, how are you? How are you doing? And she's like, Elsa, how dare you? Oh, I had just finished the previous year, I had done a documentary on my life, about bullying, about growing up with colorism, all these things, about comedy, where I fell in love with comedy. So, the film was debuting at Tribeca Film Festival, and someone from Tribeca asked Naomi if she's coming, and Naomi thought the film was the film she had suggested to me on the beach about me leaving Kenya. So I was like, no, that's not what it's about. I tried explaining to her, and then she was like, I'll sue you for the rights of this movie, and you know I'll win, right? So I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm like, this is crazy. I'm telling you, it's not about that. So I tell her, let me call you tomorrow. So after that, like a few months, things started going very badly for me. Things started going haywire. And I didn't think it was, I thought it was because of the situation, let me not lie. But I was like, also it can be sure. So I was like, let me go. Because also having someone like Naomi Campbell not liking you in the industry is not a good thing. So I went to her, I apologized. I'd already apologized when the situation had happened, but I went and I apologized again and again. I started calling her, I started texting her. And then one day she just texted me and she was like, stop calling me. I have a child to take care of. So after that, I just said, okay, there's nothing I can do about it. I started drinking. That's why I even quit alcohol. I started drinking because I wasn't sure why things were going so wrong and I couldn't put my finger on it. And then a few months later, I met Edward Eniful at a party, and Edward Eniful is oh my goodness, he's one of the people I adore the most. So I was like, oh my goodness, that's Edward, I have to go say hi. So I'm like, hey Edward, I'm such a big fan. And he looks at me, he's like, I know you. And then he said something that made me think the situation with Naomi was causing like some of the trials and tribulations I was currently going through. So I was like, you know what, I need to fix this. So I went to one of our mutual friends and I was like, hey, please, can you tell Naomi, because I knew they were going on holiday together. So I was like, hey, can you please tell Naomi to text me? And she was like, yeah, I'll make sure, and blah, blah. So a couple of days went by and then Naomi finally texted me and she was like, yeah, I let that go a long time ago. I'm not one to hold a grudge. She sent me a very lovely text. She said, Happy New Year. So after that happened, this was the new year 2023. So after that happened, every single step I made, every single move I made, I told Naomi. Every single thing I did, I told Naomi. I would breathe. I tell Naomi whether she would reply or not. I would send her a message because I didn't want what happened to happen again. And after some time, after a few weeks, I called my mom and I was like, this isn't normal. This doesn't feel healthy. It feels it kind of feels, it doesn't feel too nice.
Hopefully, Elsa exposing her truth won't have a negative effect on her career, considering she's new to the industry and Naomi is an OG. Many feel she should have waited to tell this story, but sometimes peace is your priority, so good luck to Elsa. Speaking of Naomi, she's had plenty brush-ins with the law and fellow industry figures. September 1998, she's accused of punching personal assistant Georgina Galanis and hitting her with a phone while filming in Toronto. June 2000, PA Vanessa Frisbee accuses Naomi of attacking her. The case gets dismissed. February 2001, Naomi fights with a photographer outside her boyfriend's home in Chelsea. August 2004, housekeeper Millicent Burton accuses Naomi of kicking, scratching, and slapping her. September 2004, former assistant Simone Craig files assault and battery charges in Manhattan, alleging Naomi held her hostage at an LA hotel. March 2005, Campbell reportedly beats an assistant with a BlackBerry during an argument in Brazil. March 2006, Naomi is arraigned on a charge of second-degree assault for throwing a cell phone at her housekeeper. July 2006, Naomi is sued by another former employee, Amanda Brack, who claims Naomi verbally and physically attacked her. Still in July, she gets arrested for allegedly causing a domestic disturbance at her former boyfriend's place. March 2007, she completes 5 days of community service dressed to the nines. April 2008, she's arrested for allegedly causing disturbances and attacking a police officer at Heathrow Airport. August 2009, she allegedly scratches a paparazzo's eye in Sicily and gets a 6-month suspended sentence for the charge. March 2010, a hired driver accuses Naomi of hitting him from the back of an SUV. August 2010, Naomi testifies against former Liberian president for receiving an uncut blood diamond from him in 1997 after meeting for dinner in South Africa. There's many more accusations against her. Tyra Banks accuses her of being a mean girl, and she was frequently around Harvey Weinstein, leading many to believe more might come out about the supermodel. Tell me your thoughts about this situation down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and mwah.